The trailer for Tim Burton's next film, Dark Shadows, is finally here.
People are actually protesting the Mass Effect 3 ending.
And I'm not wearing a sweatshirt. This episode of Pretty Much It is brought to you by...
Hello folks, me again, what's up? You know youtube.com/LStudio presents, well you do now, they got Diablo Cody. She interviews the biggest celebs in her trailer in her backyard. It's like my mom's boyfriend's Christmas Eve party. She interviews people like Mindy Kaling from The Office, Zooey Deschanel, Jack Black, and Kristen Bell, prettiest girl on the earth. Click the annotation and you say, pretty much it, they brought me here.
Today is Friday, March 16th, 2012.
Doing fine.
And welcome to Pretty Much It. In case you missed it, this week we had reviews of 21 Jump Street, The Hunter, Mass Effect 3, Jeff Who Lives at Home, and Casa de Mi Padre. Oh-ho.
Oh.
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 See. There are links to all of those reviews down in the info, and also down in the info are links to our Twitter and Facebook. If you're not following us on Twitter and you haven't liked us on Facebook, please do so by clicking them links.
Get on the bus. The Twitter bus.
And finally, in case you've never seen this show before, we have a feature called Choose Your News, where all along the bottom of the screen there are annotations to go to all the different topics we're talking about. You can either click around to see what you're interested in, or you can watch the whole video. That being said, let's get right into this week's news. First off, movie news, and the very first story is... we all know the Avengers is coming out. I know it.
A movie about
know
the
it.
Avengers.
They know it.
Is coming
They?
out.
I'm they.
Like in the theaters coming out.
Coming out. But the news this week is that there will be a marathon at AMC theaters of every single Avengers film leading up to the Avengers.
See, I thought when we were going to talk about this, is going to be a TV thing. That's it's pretty neat.
It's in AMC theaters.
Now, it's going to be a marathon of all the movies at once?
Right, so you sit in the theater, and then it starts with what, Iron Man?
It starts at like 11 o'clock in the morning
my
with
God,
Iron
that's-
Man. Yeah.
Goes all the way through chronologically, apparently.
Yeah.
Ooh, that sounds like a lot of sit-down hours.
Well, the
Yeah.
problem with it is, like, at first you're probably like, awesome, I'm gonna be there, but I didn't particularly love Thor. Captain America was good.
Yeah.
Why would I want to sit through all those again? You know
I didn't
what
like Iron Man 2.
All those movies were just build-up to the Avengers. Not like we want to go through that again.
Someone put it best when they said, great, so you get to sit down and watch a bunch of mediocre movies in a row, you know?
Again.
Yeah.
Where you could do that at home for free.
Yes. I would be drained by the time Avengers came on. I wouldn't even want to watch it.
Oh,
Like,
so
oh,
it's going
God.
to... It's a marathon that goes all the way to the...
Into Avengers.
That I would never do that, ever.
I used to do that. They did it with the Saw movies, and I used to go and see the previous Saw movie. So I'd go, like, for when Saw 6 came out, for example. I went to watch Saw 5 at 10 o'clock p.m., and then at midnight, Saw 6 played. I could do one movie, but
That's
how many
endurance.
movies are there?
That's
There's
rough.
like 6 movies?
Iron Man 1, 2, Captain America,
my
Thor.
God.
That's
Incredible Hulk.
Incredible Hulk, which is Edward Norton.
Yeah, that's all
it's
good.
not even the same Hulk.
Whatever.
There's a whole lot of problems with this, and at first, like I said, it sounds like, oh, cool, but when
mean,
you
it's-
think about it, I don't know.
It's one of those ideas where it's cooler on paper.
I'm sure some people will go.
Oh,
I'm sure
yeah,
a lot of
I mean,
people will
just
go.
to see those movies again.
Right, but
thinking about it.
I think they'll regret it. Well, of course Jake would go. Have fun
Sorry.
going alone, pal. Go
Sorry.
with your friends.
Next up in movie news is the Happy Time Murders, which is going to be a very different film. I've been following the news for this movie for years. They announced it a long time ago.
And he told me about it like so long ago.
Yeah.
So as soon as I saw there was news about it this week, I was so happy for you.
Now, this might sound like completely insane by saying this, but Happy Time Murders is a murder mystery movie that takes place in the real life. It's not animated, but there are puppets in the movie. It is a movie where it's a universe where there are puppets.
Think Who Framed Roger Rabbit meets the Muppets.
Yeah, that's what I was
It's
thinking.
pretty much exactly what it's going to be. But
It
looks
sounds
like,
awesome.
It looks
Yeah.
like they're going for like a grim, like a grid mark feel to it, but like in a funny way. you
Yeah,
know?
well, it's going to be like very dark humor.
but,
Because
like-
do you know what the plot is? Like, do you know the whole
Yeah,
thing?
the plot is about the main puppet is like a CSI guy.
He's
right?
like a private eye or something.
Yeah, that's. I think that's gonna be funny.
And he's trying to solve a murder, and he thinks that the murderer might be from this old puppet TV show called The Happy Time Friends or Happy Time Gang or something like that. And so he's questioning all of them, and they're like washed up like puppet actors.
That's so cool.
It's probably the coolest movie concept I've heard of in
Oh,
a
yeah.
long time. I could not be more excited for it myself. And like I said, you have been
Yeah.
talking about it for a long time.
It's not like that I've been following it. It's just like they
There's been nothing to follow for a long time.
Yeah,
But yeah, you
they-
knew about it a long time
Yeah,
ago.
they announced this a really long time ago. I don't know why it's taken so long to get some work done on it.
It's finally got some concept art though, and that's what
Yeah.
the news is. Did you guys all see the concept art?
it's cool.
I think it looks awesome. You can check it out by clicking the link down in the info, and basically it's the lead character, the private eye guy puppet thing, and then the it's like a crime, scene, and it's like a puppet on the ground.
Yeah,
oh my
dead
god,
puppet with its stuffing ripped out.
it looks amazing. I seriously couldn't be more excited for this. So you better believe we'll be keeping track of this for you, for yas.
For you. You don't have to. 'Cause we got it.
I can't wait.
Sign me up.
Next story is one that I'm happy and kind of sad about, I guess, and of course I'll explain why, but there's a film in the works called Action Number 1, and it's basically about the real-life story of Nick Cage, who, if you guys, I'm sure you know, he is an avid comic book fan.
He named his son Kal-El after Superman.
And that's a perfect thing to say
Badass.
because the story is that he actually owned the original Superman comic, like the very first one, and had it stolen from him. So this movie is about that.
And does Nicolas Cage play himself?
No! That's the
Oh,
problem!
That's dumb.
I was so excited reading it, and then it's like Nick Cage will not be playing himself, and I'm like,
Oh, they had a chance to do something really effing cool.
it
but
could have
they-
been the greatest Nick Cage movie of all time. Just him playing himself, because he's a good sport. He would have played like his. I'm sure there would have been a scene where like he's on the set of a fake movie and he's over exaggerating himself. He's such a good sport about that kind
Have
of
you ever
stuff.
seen the movie adaptation?
No, but
Yeah, that's a perfect example of why,
okay, so there
yeah.
you go. I'm talking. Most recently, he was on SNL next to Andy Samberg playing Nick Cage, and he was totally cool with it, and it was really funny. So someone else will be playing Nick Cage.
A Nick Cage lookalike. What?
It's
Yeah.
just it was
Who does
such
Nick
a good
Cage play?
idea.
Who is he playing? Is he playing?
He's
like
not
a-
in it.
Oh, he's not in it.
No,
No,
that's the problem.
They got somebody else to play.
He's not
and
playing
act-
himself.
Wait. So then, what's the point of this movie at all?
No, it's just the story
There's none. Yeah.
of him having it stolen from him, and it's like the story is these kids go and they steal it from Nick Cage, like they plan it and they go and steal it. But it's not. Nick Cage isn't in it apparently.
This is.
This is so depressing because it starts out exciting, right?
Yeah,
The
I
news-
was pumped.
and then it gets really upsetting.
I'm really
and that's how I felt reading the article about it.
Oh.
Oh man.
Maybe it really wasn't even up to him, you know?
Maybe.
It could have been a studio decision. I'm sure Nick Cage would have loved the chance to get money. You
Right,
know?
but I guess maybe the studio for some reason decided like maybe they couldn't afford him or something.
We don't know. The story will be kept under wraps forever.
Well, I hope the
and
movie
ever.
is kept under wraps because it shouldn't be made without Nick Cage playing himself.
I thought it was gonna be like his comic gets stolen and he goes on like a one-man quest to get it.
But that
back.
would also be
Where's
hilarious.
my comic book? Where's my
Any
comic
scenario with Nick Cage playing himself is
book? Great.
hilarious.
Sign me up.
So, okay. Are you going to say sign me up after every single story?
Yeah, sign me up.
Next story is one that I doubt any of us are necessarily excited about.
Except me.
Well, maybe Jake. But it's a Breaking Dawn story, and it's Breaking Dawn Part 2. A clip was released. And the thing about this is I could swear that this clip was already released, unless it's a different one. I kind of forgot. But I thought it was released a couple weeks ago. I could swear we posted it on our website, but maybe I'm wrong. It's in the news this week, so just in case, you can check it out by clicking the link in the info if you're interested. But this brings up an interesting point to me. This movie, the next Twilight movie, is basically a win-win for everybody.
So has every other Twilight movie.
No. When has any of them been a win for you?
Oh, not for me. Yeah.
This is a win-win for everybody.
Explain.
It's a new
Yeah.
Twilight movie. It's the last Twilight movie.
It's good news.
Everyone has cause to celebrate. Now, I'm not saying anything about... I'm fine with Twilight. It doesn't bother me. It is what it is. It doesn't affect my life or anything. But there are some people that are like, so against it and they can't wait for it to be over. Twilight fans are going to be excited that this movie's coming out. Twilight haters are going to be excited that it's the last one. So this is like the
Everybody's
biggest
happy,
moment
so.
in history ever.
For the haters, it's like they wouldn't have seen it anyway.
Right, but they're sick of hearing about it. They're sick of it winning
Yeah.
all different like award shows and stuff like that. Even the stupid award shows, but still, it's annoying. It's a little bit annoying. And so, I mean, it's interesting because I thought about it the other day and I was like, wait a minute. This is great news for everybody.
To be honest, I really don't think this is the end of Twilight.
Well, we talked about that. Yeah, if it's going to continue, maybe.
There's no way they're gonna make this the last one. Are you kidding
So
me?
we'll see. Well, we'll see what happens. But as of right now, it's the last thing. So I just wanted to let you guys know that's my thought, and I haven't seen anybody else say anything like that, so I thought it was interesting.
It's
So
not, it's not really a win-win for me because I'm still gonna have to watch them by myself. So.
But it's the last time you'll have to watch them by yourself.
But I want. Yeah. Whatever.
The next story is one that is also exciting and then sad. There was a poster going around on the interwebs, and it was basically a film called Walt. And you see it stars Ryan Gosling, and he's sitting there, and he looks perfect as Walt Disney, sitting on a train where, of course, if you know anything about Walt Disney, that's where he came up with Mickey Mouse and, of course, the freaking beginning of the world. And when I saw it, I already knew what it was, which is fake. It's just fan-made, and so I wasn't, like, excited, but if I had seen it and then found out it was fake, I would have been crushed.
See, right from the get-go, from me, I was like, this could never work as a movie. Like, they could never make a Walt Disney movie, because there are tons of documentaries out there of, like, actual people who worked for Walt Disney, or, women or Jews, all saying that he was a slave worker, he was a... what's the word? A sexist,
extremely
racist,
right?
But you're also forgetting that this is when those things were popular.
Oh, back
so
back then,
he was basically he was a normal guy at the time.
Pretty true.
That's the problem, is that people forget that it's different times. That's like saying like a slave owner back then was racist. Really? Yeah.
Of course, Disney accomplished a lot of things, but Disney also...
It wouldn't be a perfect light, is what you're trying to say,
exactly,
like that people want.
Exactly, because there are also a lot of stories of how, like, Disney stole ideas for its characters and stuff like that. Like, it would just be an image that nobody would want to have painted of Walt Disney.
That being said, it would be pretty incredible to see a Walt Disney biography.
Oh, of course there
With
would.
Ryan Gosling. Ryan Gosling, I've never thought about it before, but he is 100% perfect.
Oh, yeah, he could definitely play that part.
Personality-wise, looks-wise, it's unbelievable. I would love to see it. I understand that it really can't be done, I guess, because Disney wouldn't allow it, and Disney has the right to it, like his likeness and everything.
Disney,
So I guess it can't happen, but man, that poster is pretty damn incredible. The poster is gorgeous.
Can I say, somebody better give that man a job, whoever made that poster.
He did a bunch. He did like a series of things like that, like fake biographies, and they were amazing.
Oh man. Sign me up.
You say it one more time, I'm kicking you out. Like, we're giving you
That's
warning.
what I
You're
said.
out if you say it again.
All right, whatever.
And the last movie news that we'd like to talk about this week is Chronicle 2.
No surprise there.
Yeah. Are you excited?
Nope.
I'm not surprised that you're not excited.
Oh.
Basically, it's in the very, very beginnings of this. It's nothing much to report other than Max Landis, the writer of Chronicle 1, is working on the script for Chronicle 2.
Okay.
Now, this is the guy that you should hate. Of anybody involved with this movie, this is the guy you should hate. Because Josh Trank said, who is the director of Chronicle, he said, I don't know if I want to do Chronicle 2. Good for him.
Okay. And
He's not the one that wants to keep it going.
Well, I guess the other guys just really like money.
Of course, it was a financial success, so they want to continue it. It's understandable. However, like we've said before, you enjoyed it, right?
The funny thing is, when I walked out of the theater, the first thing I was thinking in my head was, I really like that. I hope they don't make another one, though.
I enjoyed it, too, when I first saw it, and I thought the same exact thing. You didn't like it at all, ever.
Nope.
That being said, I'm not looking forward to a sequel. I don't know why they would do it, aside from the money. That's it.
Yeah, there's really no other reason.
I think there's no reason for a sequel. In video game news this week, I know all of you guys like Spider-Man, and the newest Amazing Spider-Man trailer dropped for the new game. Yeah.
Right.
And it looks really, really pretty awesome.
Did you see it?
Yeah, now, Spider-Man games have always just been good. Am I alone in this?
You are alone if you're including ones that aren't free
Open
roam.
world.
Oh, yeah, the free roam
You're only
games.
talking about free roam games.
Yeah.
Okay, because the other ones I don't like.
Uh-huh.
Free roam games with Spider-Man are the greatest games yet.
It's like the best idea ever. It's like be Spider-Man in the middle of New York City. What more could you ask
Just
for?
you talking about it is making me antsy.
Climb up the Empire State Building and jump off.
Dude, that's all you do. Yeah,
Yes,
exactly.
yes.
And I absolutely fell in love with Spider-Man 2, which was the first one that did the free roam, right?
they did it good.
Spider-Man 3 was okay. It was like the same thing, I guess. So Spider-Man 2 was the big one.
Mm-hmm.
This one seems to be like a totally revamped, sexy, honestly, version of that concept.
The free roam concept.
And the way he flies through the air just looks amazing.
I have a little inside scoop for you guys. I've talked to people who have seen the game in motion, and while you're swinging now in this one, the camera's way closer to you.
Really?
You know how it used to be really far back?
Right.
Now it's close to you, and if you're to let go and go hurtling down towards the street, the camera will. Yeah, it's like
I'm gonna
it looks
cry.
cool.
I can't wait.
It's like they're trying to emulate more how it's
the movie.
shot.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
They're
Now,
trying to make you feel like you're Spider-Man.
do you think that it's going to be voiced by the actors, Andrew Garfield and all them?
No.
You don't think so?
No.
Tobey Maguire did the other ones.
Did he?
Oh, yeah.
I thought they... Oh, that's right.
That
they
was
did.
them.
Honestly, I don't think so either. It's hard
I
to do
would be
that.
surprised. Why not? Because they had them do the other ones.
Yeah, but it's been hit or miss with a lot of like.
I mean, that was kind of a long time ago too.
You think that's like a bad translation? Like the movie actors might not be as good for video games? Is
Yeah.
that- okay.
I think-
That's what usually actually a lot of times happens.
I'd be okay with it, I guess, but it would definitely be weird to hear Andrew Garfield in a video game. Definitely odd, but
I can't imagine it.
I know I can't either. But I'd be fine with it either way. Honestly, I don't care. Just give me Spider-Man
Yeah.
right now.
A quick little diddly for you guys. Quick little diddly.
You know it's Diddy, right?
Diddy?
Yeah.
Quick little ditty.
Quick little ditty.
Another small news tidbit. Diablo 3 finally has a release date, May 15th. I got the email this morning and it was just in big words.
The studio emailed him, "Hey Jake, we know you've been waiting."
It was literally like Diablo 3, May 15th. Like,
Is this like a highly anticipated game? I don't
for
know
a lot of
anything
people,
about
yeah, it is.
I've never been a fan of Diablo.
I think we talked about it actually
Yeah, I think we
briefly
did.
one time, and
Yeah.
I think I remember you saying that. So
I've just
It's
never
a
played
game.
them.
I guess good for anybody that's a fan.
Yeah,
It's
because you
good.
finally, considering this game has been being made for so long,
Like years, right?
and they've literally been giving no word. They're like, maybe spring,
So
maybe not.
now there's some
Yeah.
final confirmation. That's good.
Finally, so
Good.
look forward to that May 15th. It's
Okay.
gonna be a big deal. And finally, the most heated topic and something I really would like to talk about,
And
is,
even me, I'd like to talk about it.
yeah, the Mass Effect 3 ending.
Now we're not talking about the ending.
We're not gonna
No
spoil
spoilers.
No
anything.
spoilers. No spoilers.
Yeah.
It just nothing.
The Mass Effect 3 ending has been so widely protested throughout the internet that gamers are actually forming petitions to send to BioWare to get them to change the ending.
That's the dumbest thing I have ever heard.
I have
really.
so
Now-
many problems with this.
Now, even if you don't like the ending, can't you just shut up, go outside, and do something else with your life?
Get
Like-
married, you know?
People have a lot of arguments towards it. Some people say it's just the writing of it. Other people have been so used to choosing their own things in Mass Effect games because Mass Effect revolves around choice. And
Right.
then to have
I heard it was very generalized.
the ending basically be pretty much the same for everyone.
Okay.
People are really unhappy that they had no control over
But
that.
to me, the point of that is that they knew what they wanted the ending to be.
Thank
So
you.
they had to make sure that everybody came to the same place.
Absolutely.
I don't
Yeah.
play the game. I have not played it. I don't know what the ending is. But that's just what it seems to me from someone, like a third-party point of view.
I say BioWare, they started Mass Effect 3. They started Mass Effect 1. Everyone started out Mass Effect 1 the same exact way. They had a story that they knew they wanted to tell, beginning, middle, and end. What was good for the gamer, the player, was the fact that you choose what happens within that time.
between.
That's awesome.
Who you develop relationships with, the people you meet, the things you do, and that's great.
But they
at
have
the
their
end of the
ending.
day, they
Yeah.
want something to happen at the end.
Right.
Yeah,
that
like-
makes sense.
Now, video game endings to me have never been that great anyway. Like I remember I don't remember the last time I played a video game and beat it and I was like, wow, that was a satisfying ending.
Well, you're
Yeah.
forgetting about Portal 2, but that's a different type of game.
Yeah.
But I see what you're saying. In a movie, the ending is kind of like what you've been waiting for. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Like, here's the ending. In a video game, you're not waiting for the ending. You want to play the game. You know?
And an
I
ending
mean,
is usually slapdash, and it's usually like for setting up a sequel.
It's just in there to have an ending to the game. I don't think that's the important part of a game.
Yeah, this has the integrity of being an actual solid, I mean, I had a couple problems with the ending, but overall, I thought a pretty solid ending.
it could it really be that bad? Like
There
how
are
could
there
you,
are a lot of problems. There are a couple of
Really?
you know,
I mean, like
plot
how?
holes,
I mean,
but-
like there are there have been disappointing endings to anticipated things in the past.
Oh, yeah.
But like this sounds like the ending is literally just
The worst thing ever.
The main character just strips naked and then it cuts to black and that's the ending. And that's like,
How can you possibly argue with something that is someone's creative choice?
yeah,
Yeah.
not yours.
I think that we should start a petition that goes against the people petitioning and says, stop petitioning.
Oh, wow.
That's what I think.
Yeah, sign me up.
Next up, we're going to talk about the trailers that came out this week, but first we're going to take a quick commercial break.
It's only going to be a quick one. Not going to be a long one. Probably about 30 seconds tops.
30 seconds. Starting... Actually, it could be 15 seconds.
Oh.
Starting... Maybe even 10 seconds. Starting...
Okay.
Now. I promise
I promise
to be respectful
to be respectful
to Eric and Mike
to Eric and Mike.
at all times.
I'm not at all
At all
times.
times.
Okay, at all times,
And I will only speak
and I will only speak
when spoken to.
when spoken to.
Poo poo bananas. Say it.
Poo poo bananas.
Poo poo bananas.
You said it.
All of the trailers that we are about to talk about can be found by clicking the links down in the info, so I highly recommend that you check them out along with us. Go watch them. It's like a little party.
Watch it at the same time. It'll be like magic.
The first trailer that we have to talk about is the new Dark Shadows trailer, the Tim Burton Dark Shadows movie with Johnny Depp, obviously, Helen Bonham Carter, his usual cast of characters. The trailer is finally here after we've seen so many different photos of them. And I have to say, I did not know what to expect. I didn't know if it was going to be funny or scary or what.
Yeah.
And as soon as it started, I got excited because it kind of reminded me of like Sleepy Hollow. And then a bit into the trailer, I actually laughed out loud at a joke. And I was like, did I really just laugh? This is hilarious. I think it looks awesome. I'm totally in for it.
It really just looks like the next Tim Burton movie to me.
I can see that.
Like you said, like the funny parts were mainly just Johnny Depp, and it looks
True.
like what was funny about that. Like it didn't look like Tim Burton came up with those lines. Like Johnny Depp is just usually naturally funny, and like he'll come up with something on the spot, and that's what looks like a lot of the humor.
Possible.
I'm intrigued. The only thing that throws me off is the soundtrack of the trailer. It
Well,
was
it's the
really
70s.
weird. It was the 70s, but
He's trying to sing.
that whole like creepy mixed with funny, creepy meets suburbia. I think that would be really cool, but just not with like a weird soundtrack like that.
Okay.
It was almost too whimsical.
Now, I can see what both of you are saying, and I see what you're saying as well, but the thing is, I would love to see Tim Burton do that style, his style, but do it well.
Oh, I'd love
You know
to
what
see
I mean?
it. I'd love to see a good Tim Burton movie
Right.
again, but it's just I haven't seen a good Tim
Like,
Burton
most of
movie.
them have become parodies of themselves at this
Yeah,
point.
yeah.
But this one, honestly, it kind of reminded me, it seemed like an Edward Scissorhands vibe to me. And that kind of makes me interested. It had like kind of a whimsical, dark, like you said, dark but comical, I guess.
Yeah.
And the suburban thing, I mean, it definitely kind of made me feel a bit of an Edward Scissorhands vibe,
yeah,
but a
it's-
little bit more, not as subtle.
Nothing new from Burton Land.
Right.
You know?
However, I mean, I don't know, something about it, and I usually feel the same way about like his previous films he's done, but something about it is definitely kind of calling out to me, and I'm into it. I like it.
I think this movie is going to be a huge hit.
Oh yeah.
Oh, because vampires, Tim Burton is going to be cult smash out the window.
You got Johnny Depp. You have Chloe Moretz.
Yeah, it's gonna be huge.
Yeah,
so.
it's gonna be massive.
Let's go see it. Me and you.
I think you have other friends to see it with, don't you? Jake?
I do.
Next trailer is one that I think we are unanimously excited about. The Japanese Avengers trailer. Now, just in the last episode, we had the Japanese trailer of Brave that we thought was awesome compared to the stuff that was being made in America. I wasn't into it. This Avengers trailer, the Japanese one, is awesome.
100
Yeah.
times better. Like I was saying in the last episode of Pretty Much It, I wasn't too hyped for the Avengers. But the Japanese trailer, I was like, all right, let's...
Now I'm into it, right.
But like, what's up with Japanese people making awesome trailers?
I absolutely preferred this trailer to any other trailer.
We need to take this Japanese guy who's making all these good trailers and we need to bring him over here to America.
What we should do is we should just go and enslave them.
Enslave them, just
And-
take them over.
Right.
And
And then just to get the trailers.
And don't pay them, don't feed them.
Right, but because just to get the trailers.
When the Shield helicarrier came up, oh my god, I was
Yeah.
like, oh,
That's
yeah!
awesome. And then there's like this like parallel world thing because I guess that's Loki coming on in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're fighting on rooftops now, and then it was like,
But I think what we're trying to say is that it looks awesome. And I think that everybody agrees. It seems that the general consensus is that this Japanese trailer is awesome, which it is.
yeah, I like them so much better.
And yeah, I mean, go Japanese. Next up is the Battleship trailer, the new Battleship trailer. And honestly, I mean, we've talked about it. I'm not excited for it other than just because it's a big special effects movie. I will see it. I would be lying if I said I wasn't going to see it, primarily just because I'm seeing every movie if I can. But I'm sure it'll be fun just as a brainless popcorn movie. And that's what it seems like it's marketing itself as, that's it.
They're not trying. They're not trying to sell anything else other than a popcorn movie, and I don't even think it's going to be that great of a popcorn movie. To be
I don't think
honest
so
with you.
either. It's just going to literally be like, I appreciate Transformers for the effects and I enjoy the effects. This looks exactly like the same thing.
Yeah.
So I'll see it for that reason and that's it. Next is the trailer for On the Road. Now, I vaguely remember this trailer. I watched it kind of quickly, I think. But is it essentially like Into the Wild? Or am I wrong?
That's what it reminded me
Is
of.
that kind of what it was?
Yeah, I was like, all right.
Now, the odd thing about this is that Kristen Stewart is in this one as well because she's also in Into the Wild, you know?
That was the only reason why I watched that movie.
That's weird, yeah.
Sounds like I won't be watching.
I don't think you will be. Now, I saw that the kid from Tron is in it, right? Isn't
Yeah.
it the main kid from Tron? The Tron Legacy. I didn't think he was
Sexy ass.
good in Tron Legacy. I thought he was pretty.
Oh, I thought he was
lame.
amazing.
Wait a minute. Did I hear a second ago you say something about a sexy ass? Some other trailers released this week were The Assault, The Loved Ones, A Little Bit of Heaven, Meeting Evil, and My Way. And that's all the new stuff this week. Now let's move on to the poll. Last week's poll question was, if a Venom movie gets made, who would you like to see play Eddie Brock or Venom? And the landslide winner, which, you know, he's an awesome guy, and I appreciate, like, I'm glad that he won, with 202 votes is, you want to say it? Somebody else want to say it?
Eric Striffler.
Yeah, I won. So, I guess I'm starring in the movie.
Not Me?
No, me. Actually, you didn't even make. I don't think
We were probably on the bottom.
I don't think anyone even put you guys.
Oh, good. Great.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
I want to be Venom.
Now, obviously, this is ridiculous, and this poll was a joke because I really wanted to get a real answer, but of course, that's not going to happen, I guess. However, just for fun, maybe we'll have to put a little clip together or something.
A clip.
Venom fan fiction.
We'll see. In second place is...
I've got this one, Eric.
Okay.
In second place, the second place winner is the incredibly handsome, incredibly talented, incredibly incredible Michael Fassbender. Incredible choice, incredible hair, incredible name.
And in third place is Kermit the Frog, which kind of just makes me feel, I was excited, and then Kermit the Frog came in third, so...
That's great.
There goes
Imagine
that.
that Spider-Man. I'm going to kill you. I hate you.
Well,
That'd be great.
that's Jake doing a vague Kermit impression.
Yeah,
in
it's
case you
really
can't tell.
bad.
So that was last week's poll, and this week's poll, which you can vote on by clicking the link down in the info to go over to our Facebook page, is who would you like to see a biopic made out of? Of course, Walt is not really happening, and we do have a Freddie Mercury one coming soon, which I'm excited about. But other than them, I guess, who would you like to see have a biopic made about them?
And don't do something cute and say one of our names.
Yeah, do a real one, for real.
Yeah,
I want to know what you guys think.
It's not funny anymore. It was funny the first time, oh look, they used our names. But now it's shut up.
But really, let us know who you would legitimately like to see have a biopic made of them. And finally, the giveaway. The giveaway winner this week, the name is Cheyenne Shadows, which is kind of super appropriate considering that we talked about Dark Shadows.
Mm-hmm.
Badass name.
But thank you very much for entering, and you won a copy of The Descendants on DVD, so good for you.
man, I
Good
want
on you. Well, he doesn't get it. And that's it for this week's episode of Pretty Much It. I had a good time, as usual. We got Jake out of the show, so we didn't have to deal with him the entire time.
It was manageable.
Yeah, it was definitely manageable, I would say. You were manageable. Would you agree that you were manageable? Like you kind of mostly were behaved? So as usual, thank you very much for watching. Hope you're enjoying the Pretty Much It show. We've got some changes coming soon, by the way, that we're going to talk about them in the next 2 or so episodes, maybe. Very soon, starting up in the spring, it's going to get you guys much more involved.
Get your pants prepped.
I don't even know what's going on. So
He knows exactly what's going on. He's being cute. He's being so cute.
don't.
But make sure you check out the trailers we talked about. Let us know what you're excited about in the news from this week. And that's pretty much it.
Boop, boop.